During the Second World War, the United States recognized the importance of armored personnel carriers and developed the M39 armored vehicle using the chassis of the M18 Hellcat tank destroyer, as well as the M44 armored vehicle using the chassis of the M26 heavy tank. However, one of these two armored vehicles had insufficient protection, and the other was too complex to be mass-produced. In the last year of World War II, the United States began to research the M75 armored vehicle, which was relatively successful, with a total production of 1729 vehicles. However, it did not have amphibious and NBC, nuclear, biological, chemical, protection capabilities, which were considered technologically outdated in the 1950s. Therefore, the Ordnance Division of the Food Machinery and Chemical Corporation began developing a replacement product in the early 1950s, which was the M59 armored personnel carrier. The M59 armored vehicle incorporated design experience from the M75 while focusing on reducing costs and increasing amphibious capabilities. In December 1953, the M59 design was finalized, and it entered mass production in February of the following year. The armored vehicle weighed approximately 18 tons, was about 5.6 meters long, and had a track structure. It was powered by two General Motors 302 inline, 6 water-cooled gasoline engines, and its suspension system utilized torsion bars, 5 pairs of road wheels, with the drive sprocket at the front. It could travel at a maximum speed of 51.5 km per hour on land, and 6.9 km per hour in water by propelling itself forward with its tracks. Prior to entering the water, the vehicle needed to activate the bottom compartment drainage pump, and it was equipped with a hinged wave deflector at the front. The vehicle's armor consisted of welded steel armor, with the upper and lower parts of the body at a significant angle, while the sides and rear were arranged vertically. The frontal armor was 16 mm thick homogeneous steel, the side, rear, and bottom armor were 12.7 mm thick, and the top armor was 10 mm thick. The overall protection level was moderate, but it was sufficient for combat operations alongside tank units. Although it did not have a large turret, it could be equipped with a 12.7 mm heavy machine gun at the right front crew exit, or a small 360-degree small command turret with an internal 12.7 mm heavy machine gun. The vehicle did not have firing ports, and the crew members could not shoot from inside to outside. The armored vehicle had a crew of 2, a driver, and a vehicle commander. The rear passenger compartment could accommodate 10 fully armed soldiers. The seats on both sides of the compartment could be folded to increase cargo space. There were 2 entrances at the top, and an electrically operated ramp-style armored door at the rear. Although more than 4,000 minutes and 59 seconds were produced, the U.S. military did not hold it in high regard. It was more like a transitional equipment, mainly due to 2 reasons. Firstly, despite having amphibious capabilities, the vehicle's weak power meant that it could only travel on calm water surfaces. It could not safely navigate on the battlefield, as it could not handle even slightly fast-flowing rivers. Additionally, although it had good mobility, its steering relied on controlled wet drum brakes and did not have the ability to turn in place. The other issue was related to the emerging NBC protection requirements of the 1950s. At that time, it was as if a nuclear or biochemical war was imminent, and both tanks and armored vehicles seemed to be inadequate without NBC protection capabilities. Unfortunately, the M59 did not have these capabilities, only having limited compartment pressurization to reduce smoke and dust entering the crew compartment, falling far short of the standard NBC protection skills. Strictly speaking, the M59 barely qualified as an armored personnel carrier and was suitable for the military needs of many small and medium-sized countries, but it did not quite meet the high standards of the United States. Its manufacturer, the Food Machinery and Chemical Corporation, accumulated a lot of design experience through it, and quickly developed the famous M113 armored vehicle based on new standards of the era. In the late 1950s, the M113 began to replace the M59, and the retired M59s were sold to some smaller countries. Like other vehicle models, the M59 also developed variants, including command vehicles, ambulances, reconnaissance vehicles, and recoilless rifles, with only the M84 107mm self-propelled mortar receiving mass production and entering service. The mortar was mounted at the rear of the vehicle, and when traveling on water, a curtain needed to be deployed. The crew was supplemented with a gunner, loader, and 2 ammunition handlers.